Coming up next, we have Uzbekistan versus Brunei in the men's round robin.
And another welcome to all of those watching the live streaming online. I know yesterday we had over 100,000 views, again showing the popularity of rugby in Asia, and a great job to the Indonesian Rugby Union and the rest of the team that's organizing. They've put together a fantastic event here today, well run, and to the medics as well, often the unsung heroes. Jess, I can see you over there. Thank you for your support. Without you, these events don't happen. So thanks to everyone involved in this fantastic showcase for rugby in Asia.
Uzbekistan to get us started, running from left to right from your screen. Uzbekistan with early use of the ball here, winning it off the restart or the kickoff. Some scrappy play, but Brunei have come up with it.
Yeah, one might argue Uzbekistan are perhaps a little disadvantaged, having played earlier today. Brunei will be fresh with this being their first game of the day. So Uzbekistan are going to have to pull out every ounce of energy to hold on for this one. Right, the ref's called him for a high shot there. And it's Brunei on the tack again. And Uzbekistan, as we saw this morning, very tenacious in defense, physical team. And they've done very well there to turn that ball over.
Uzbekistan's kick for touch finds them 2 meters short of the halfway line with a line out to come.
And we've got Sizobek, sorry, my mistake. Said Konov coming on for for Uzbekistan in the number 9 jersey. And very patriotic haircut he's got. He's got his country's name cut into the side of his head. And I'm sure there's no shortage of passion for him.
Good line out win there for the Uzbeks.
Trying to inject some pace into the game now is Uzbekistan.
And he's found a gap there, number 13. He's been prominent for Uzbekistan all tournament. And he's going to run away for a try. That's Vlad Artigaliev.
Yeah, certainly we saw him earlier today. Very direct runner. And when there is space, he's got the pace to open up. Patience shown there by Uzbekistan, moving the ball across the park, bringing it back again into the middle, finding the space. And that's simply the basics of 7, and they've done it well.
That conversion brings the score to Uzbekistan 7, Brunei 0.
And unfortunately for Uzbekistan, the kick not going the full 10. So it'll be Brunei with a tap in the middle of the park.
That's a big hit from the Uzbekistan player. Brunei now with a chance. Committing a lot to the ruck there, both teams. Quick tap from Brunei. trying to set something up. The defense from Uzbekistan coming up strongly. The ball inside.
Oh, cheers.
Brunei getting some continuity, but they're not really moving forward. They find themselves 10 over the halfway line. Taking it up in the middle. Consuming a lot of energy. And they've lost the ball forward now, but the referee has called a penalty for a high tackle from Uzbekistan. Chance for Brunei then. That ball's gone forward.
And while we're waiting for the scrum, just a shout out to the matchday officials. Often the unsung heroes of the day. They don't get much of a break during the course of the day, and often are the perhaps the focus of a lot of negative energy when things don't go quite the way we want them to go. But thank you to the ladies and the gents who are officiating today. You've done a fantastic job so far, and we really appreciate it.
Uzbekistan from their 22. Throwing the ball around, straightening up.
Oh, and they
Dummy
found
there.
some space. Great dummy. And he's off.
That's Vladimir Pavlenko. Pavlenko all the way. 90-meter dash, and he's in for a try. He'll take his time.
Oh, yeah. That's a long run that he's had.
That stretches Uzbekistan's lead to 17, Brunei 0.
And conversion missed, so scores remain 12-0 at half-time. Uzbekistan 12, Brunei 0. The coach is a big man, eh? There's not in the second row. This man's hurt. Uzbekistan keen and ready to get this second half going. They've had a great start to the game, and I'm sure they'll be looking to keep that continuity going into the second half. One of the Brunei players was carried off during the halftime break, and we're wishing him a speedy recovery. We hope it's not too serious an injury.
Brunei gets us underway, running from left to right of your screen in the black strip. It was a good kickoff, finding them on the 22. Penalty to the Uzbeks.
I'm sure they look to slow this down. Use touch.
It's a good touch finder. Finds himself 5 meters away from halfway.
I see we've got a young All Blacks fan who's just arrived, young Jonty with the bright red hair here on my right-hand side. I'm sure he's feeling a bit stung after what Australia did to New Zealand yesterday.
Quite a surprise last night, Ryan. Yes, and well, good on the Wallabies. So bit of a wake-up call there for the Kiwis. That line-out's gone way over. Both teams scrambling, but Brunei find it, but they've knocked it on.
Yeah, 2 knocks there, so bringing it back for the scrum. Brunei with a put-in. Still only 12-0 down, 5.5 minutes to go. Well in this game.
Good pressure there from the Uzbekistan scrum half. They end up with the ball. Scrambling stuff from the Uzbekistans, but they find it out wide. He's taking them on. And Uzbekistan will be over for their 3rd try.
And it's Arta Glukovkin who scored that one, number 11.
That sounds good to me, Ryan. And they're up now 17-0.
It sounds like I'm speaking with a bit of a stammer there, but trying to read and pronounce at the same time. But once again, we've seen that physicality from the Uzbekistan team. They've turned pressure into points, made the tackle after that scrum, and then absolutely ruthless with getting that ball out wide and finishing.
That successful conversion takes the lead out to 19-0. It's a big boy there, number 3 for Brunei, Azwar Awang Timbang, taking up the ball, making some meters here, big boy.
Yeah, he's taken a few of them to put him down.
Brunei now swinging it out wide, using the length of the field. Nice little pop on the outside, using the blind quite well. Is that the number 9 for Brunei? Yes, it is. It's Amirul Sahlin Jufri with a nice try there for Brunei.
Yeah, great turn of pace there and a great little offload, cheeky offload by the big man to give it to him. Just showing what they are capable of if they do use the ball and get it wide. So great try there for Brunei, and they're not out of this game yet.
Score is now 19-5 for Uzbekistan. 2.5 minutes to go. Let's see what Brunei can do now. It's a nice high kick, and they've won the ball back.
That's a knock off the kickoff there by Uzbekistan, and they'll come back for the scrum. A little bit of renewed energy here in this Brunei team. That try certainly lifted their spirits, and we're seeing a lot of different energy from them. Uzbekistan now under a bit of pressure with a big scrum to come.
Pressure there from the Uzbekistan scrum half, but Brunei end up with the scrum win. Spreading out wide. Good tackle there from the Uzbekistan winger.
Still opting to take the contact. The ref calls him in for a high tackle. Quick tap here by Brunei. Let's see what they can do, giving it to the big man.
Big Timbang. Ball's gone into touch, but the referee will call a penalty, and he has reached into his pocket.
Yeah, so with 90 seconds to go on the clock, Brunei with a penalty. Uzbekistan down to 6 players. And let's see if Brunei can turn that advantage into the much-needed points. And it's the big man again with the crash. Brunei opting to take the contact. Another penalty conceded.
Quick touch, quick tap and go from number 8 from Brunei. And he's in. That is Shazwan Mazri for a try for Brunei. 19-10 to Uzbekistan now.
Yeah, good thinking there. Quick thinking by Mazri. Taking the quick tap, seeing the space and diving over. If this conversion goes over, then Brunei is still in with a chance to draw the game. Just 30 seconds to go here on the clock. And the kick is not good. We're stuck at 19-10.
Coming off the post there, not dropping the way Brunei would have liked to. Big run from Uzbekistan, but they've lost the ball. Brunei have come up with it.
And for Brunei, one of their star players limping around the park at the moment. Took a big hit off that kickoff that he received.
The final buzzer has sounded, but the ball is still in play. Brunei with the ball. Brunei still with the ball, recycling well. Where was this 2 minutes ago? Now Brunei down the sideline. It's a number 7 for Brunei, and they will get another try. But the final whistle has gone, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and Brunei have done really well to fight back in this game. Scores now 19-15, and while they're not going to win it, a couple of missed kicks, certainly not easy kicks, but they've really, really played well and matched Uzbekistan 3 tries all.
There's a good try from number 7 there, from Shen Kwan Lim. But again, where was that 2 or 3 minutes ago? Another missed kick. Final score, Uzbekistan 19, Brunei 15.